Chase Rothman is the waiter at his wife's big celebration. What's next, Chase? Dishwasher of the month. Boris's voice cut through the laughter at the table. Chase froze in the doorway, still in his waiter's uniform, plates balanced in his hands. Across the table, Celia sat glowing between her colleagues, smiling, until she saw him. Her smile vanished. Only if Celia knew who her husband really was, she'd be terrified and proud at the same time.
Your uncle? Celia's heart stirred with hope when she heard this. That's right. My uncle Dennis is a successful cardiologist in New York. He's also the son-in-law of Roland Zimmerman. Do you know who that is? He's the head of the country's highest-rated cardiology department. My uncle knows him personally. Jason boasted. Then can you do me a favor and ask him for a meeting? Even though Celia didn't particularly like hanging out with Jason, she could not pass up such a good opportunity for her daughter. Well, that's why I called you so late. I'm with my uncle at his hotel right now. He might have to leave Laudervale tomorrow, so if you want to talk to him, you have to come over right now. His voice was urgent. Celia frowned. She could sense something off about Jason's tone. Besides, it wouldn't be proper for her to meet two men at a hotel alone. After some thought, she gritted her teeth and agreed to the request, reminding herself it was for her daughter's sake. After hanging up, she left the office and took a taxi to the luxury suites hotel that Jason had specified. At that moment, Jason was showing a picture of Celia to his Uncle Dennis. The pot-bellied man's eyes lit up with a greedy look. This is the woman you're talking about? Dennis licked his dry lips, voice trembling. Jason explained how Celia had an outstanding appearance and a lovely personality. She could arouse the interest of any man at any age. Yes, and she's on her way. Her daughter has a congenital heart condition. Is there anything else you want to know about her? Seeing his uncle's impatient expression, Jason smiled wolfishly. Dennis laughed out loud. Very good. I'll help out with your new conquest, but you'll have to share her. Jason thanked him profusely, as angry resolve rose in her heart. Chase the Rothman, I'll do what you can't. I'll save your daughter. Just wait and see what your wife will think of that. As evening fell and the sky turned dark, Celia never showed up at the hospital. Chase left the room as Elisa continued reading to Dottie. He decided to call Celia and ask when she would come to take over watching their daughter. But when he made 2 calls, they both went to voicemail. Celia rarely refused his calls except when she was working. Are you working now, on a Saturday night? He wondered. At that moment, Chuck hurried over with a concerned expression. He seemed to want to say something but didn't know how. Seeing him like that, Chase knew something must be wrong. If you have to say something, just say it. Mr. Rothman, the man I sent to watch your wife just informed me that she's just gone to the luxury suites hotel. Now she's just in the restaurant right now. But it's all the way on the other side of town. Chuck hastily explained, fearing Chase's anger. His heart skipped a beat as he frowned and asked, Luxury suites? Whoa, hang on. Your people have been monitoring my wife? He wasn't worried that Celia would be up to something behind his back. He was afraid, however, that someone else might try to make a move on her, just like last time when Greg Cormack harassed her. Chuck explained the situation. Since she's inside currently, my men can only watch from a distance. If she goes anywhere, we'll probably lose sight. Chase decided to see for himself. Okay, I'll go to the luxury suites and take a look. Could I trouble your wife, Elisa, to watch over Dottie just a little while longer? He didn't expect anything bad to be going on, but if Celia encountered a person like Greg, Chase wanted to be there to back her up. However, Chuck followed him as he began walking. Seeing his bodyguard's loyalty, Chase told him, I can handle it alone. Don't you have a man there anyway? Chuck shook his head gallantly. There's nothing to do here anyway. I'd be honored to help you. If anything happens, I'll be there to take care of it. Chase frowned. He didn't dislike his new bodyguard, but Chuck hadn't proved his capability yet. At least he was enthusiastic. Chuck was in such a hurry to show off his loyalty that Chase decided to give him a chance. All right, let's go together. We'll take your car. At the same time, in the luxury suites hotel, Celia had been brought upstairs and was sitting stiffly, looking at the glass of red wine that Jason was pouring for her. She was beginning to feel nervous. Dennis Young, who was standing at Jason's side, was aggressively sizing up Celia's figure from head to toe. Mrs. Rothman, I just heard about your daughter's condition from my nephew. You can rest assured that I have considerable experience in this field. Your daughter's heart disease is very treatable with the right resources. How much will it cost? Celia frowned as she asked. The cost won't be a problem. The most important thing is your willingness. Let's have a glass of wine and get to know each other. Once I have a better idea, then maybe I can give you a quote. Dennis grinned, showing unpleasant yellow teeth. Celia, you won't refuse him, right? Jason tried to persuade her from the other side. I don't really want a drink. Can I get some tea? Celia got hot water from the room's coffee machine and held onto the cup, feeling awkward. Hearing that, Dennis's expression turned dark. Mrs. Rothman, are you turning down my hospitality? Jason tried to assist, convincing her. What's wrong? It wasn't easy to arrange this meeting. My uncle's leaving for New York tomorrow. Dennis just wants to get to know you. At least hear him out for your daughter. Celia's heart suddenly flipped. When he mentioned her daughter, her entire body tensed up. Mrs. Rothman, are we going to talk business or not? Dennis asked, staring at her with a half smile. Celia gritted her teeth and, with difficulty, picked up the glass. Seeing this, Dennis laughed out loud and poured the wine until the glass was full. That's right, no need to be so formal. A few sips later, Celia's originally rosy face had turned even rosier from the alcohol. I really shouldn't drink anymore. It's just a glass of wine, no need to be prudish. I'll go to the hospital tomorrow before my flight to assess your daughter's condition. Dennis told Celia and raised his glass. Helpless, Celia could only clink hers with his and drink to the last of it. She could usually hold her liquor very well, but that was under normal circumstances. She had been drinking at the anniversary banquet, and the wine now hit her hard. And then Dennis poured her another one. After the second glass of wine, Celia felt her head grow heavy with dizziness. She was well aware that if she drank any more, she would definitely be drunk. But her daughter's health was on the line. She couldn't simply refuse. At the same time, Chase and Chuck arrived at the entrance to the luxury suites. Mr. Rothman, you go in first. I'll check in with my guy and be right back. Chuck told Chase. All right. He nodded in agreement, then got out of the car and walked towards the hotel entrance. However, before he could enter, he was stopped by two security guards. When the men saw Chase's jeans and a hoodie, they didn't even think he belonged. Excuse me, buddy, what do you think you're doing here? We're a high-end hotel. No one can enter without a reservation. Chase frowned and demanded. I've been through this routine with every single security guard I've met today. Do you want guests at this hotel or do you want to scare them away? The first man looked Chase up and down. We make sure the right guests get in. You don't look like someone who can afford a visit here. Chase took a deep breath. He didn't want to pick yet another fight with yet another set of security guards. He decided to wait at the door. Celia might be coming out soon anyway. However, the guards didn't want him lingering around by the entrance. Seeing that Chase was still loitering, they immediately became annoyed. What are you still standing around for? Unless you're here for business, get lost. Despite Chase's best efforts to be patient, he was still frustrated. I'm just waiting here for my wife. Is that okay? The second security guard snapped arrogantly. Well then, Can't you wait for her in your car? You're going to give guests the wrong idea about this place. A figure strode over the parking lot. Chuck had finished parking and came to back up Chase. He had heard that the two security guards were bad-mouthing his client, and he was not happy about it. That's my boss you're intimidating. If I think you're threatening him, I might have to take action. When the two guards saw that Chuck was well-built and carried himself like a former soldier, they decided to back down and let it go. But what kind of person was Chase if he could afford security like this? Chase ignored the guards and turned to Chuck. Do you have someone inside? Does he know which room my wife is in? I know. Follow me. Chuck led the way, bringing him into the hotel. In the room, Jason and Dennis had continued to drink after Celia refused more wine. It was too late, though. Celia felt very drunk and was about to fall asleep at the table. A greedy light flashed in Jason's eyes. He had been hoping for a chance with Celia ever since he met her, and he finally had an opportunity today. Uncle Dennis, it looks like Celia drank too much. Why don't we take her up to my room and let her sober up?
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.